Okay, so this is season 15, episode 4 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I thought that the episode was going to have more to it because of how much chatter there was online, but there wasn't. And I will not be before you long. We are introduced with Kenya and Mayetta practicing because they're going to be in the Magic City halftime show with Kenya Moore Hair Care as the sponsor. I think that's pretty cool. It'd be interesting. She pulled up how she performed at BravoCon, and that did not go so well. And she doesn't want that to be her life story or legacy. Roy happened to have called Mayetta, I believe, at the time, and Mayetta was talking, and Roy was talking to Kenya, and Kenya is open to being like, he's great in bed. She really likes him. Okay. Sonia is evaluating her life with her mom and sister. And I think it's the way that she brought it up, like, oh, by the way, Ross wanted to just be a Ross family now and giving you a timeline to move out. And and then so her sister's upset. She's clearly not, she's not doing her job, doing her hair. And then her husband quit too. So here we are as an assistant. And her dad's like, well, I'll do it for you. And she's like, yeah, you can't do any of these functions. So you don't know how to do any of it. So that won't work out either. Um, Marlo sings praises about how Courtney gave her a number to expunge her record because Marlo is feeling threatened by the fact that they had a break in at her house and she can't even own a gun because she has still a felony on her record. Somehow, in her transfixation of a mind, Courtney, no, she thinks that Kandi should have given her this kind of information to help expunge her record. Last time I checked, Kandi is not an attorney, and if you, as a person has all these designers, even her toothbrush is a designer, I think that you should have been focused on getting your record expunged yourself. Doesn't take much to call an attorney. I listened to Kandi speak on it, and she's just like, I don't understand. She's never mentioned her needing to do that, and she's like, and I don't know anything about that. I don't get why she's talking about that, but I do know that I do not like this tagline by saying how Marlo, we need to figure out why all these shootings are happening tied to Kandi's business. First of all, it was one shooting, and I'm not saying diminishing that, but your nephew was killed at the house. How does that have anything to do with Kandi? And then saying that she didn't send flowers, she didn't really acknowledge what was happening with the family. Um, None of this makes sense to me. I think it's nice. She could have sent flowers, but is that something that you hold a grudge to? I don't get that at all. And it's been 2 years that this happened, and you've been all in her face. Uh, she showed Kandi showed receipts of how you were trying to get her to do some business deals with her. So she can get in because clearly you needed Kandi to make some money on one of these things where people can make videos and get some change from. So how distraught are you? It's called storyline. Okay. Then Courtney has the innate gall to say, well, it's the culture that she promotes. Okay. So then we're back so they're all going to Alabama and um Kenya takes them, they're talking about things sexually, whatever, I don't care about that. And so then they all on their way to the dance studio and they're learning how to dance like if they were in a majorette. So they're dancing. And then they have a dance off. Um, Sheree's the winner of the dance off. Then they go have dinner. And Courtney, I don't know how we got on the topic of who's Courtney's baby daddy is, but Kenya's like, I only know of one Bryce. And then come to find out it's the same guy. And so then Courtney pulls up her phone and is like, start talking. She's like, I can't really hear. What a small world, huh? Whatever. So then it somehow gets to how what happened after and how after the concert because Sheree did not attend. And they're like, well, Drew and Marlo got into it. And then Drew claimed that Marlo got in her face, standing over her. It was very hostile. Marlo claims that she didn't. Marlo run the tape because she did. And she was just, I'm upset. Okay. And then Kandi was like, you doing all this extra rah-rah on Drew when really the person who you should be doing all that rah-rah to is me. That's correct. I see no lies. I see no lies written. And so then Sheree's supposed to be getting the better room. Um, they all go to their rooms. Sheree is complaining that it's not a suite. Okay. I'm not even gonna, I mean, I could be pretty messy and be like, who cares? But I actually do prefer staying in suites. So even if it's, even if I'm not paying for it. Anyway, so Marlo complains about the gift. She's like, I had the Blue Ridge and I had 24 hours, um, 24 hours, a chef, and I gave him this and I gave him that, and 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 all I get is a half a bottle of a champagne. Now let me and then so she calls the manager. Let me if you could do all that, then you can call an attorney and get your record expunged. Okay. Mm. Um, Manetta comes down for this charity event in a jumpsuit. It looks like it kind of reminded you of Ivy Park's jumpsuit. And they're like, I'm gonna need you to change. So she changed into a black dress. And they all get all dressed thinking of this as an upscale event, except I would say that Kenya's dress was probably a little, needed a little bit more material. Let's put it that way. Anyway, before you criticize somebody else. And the event was not upscale. I mean, everybody's wearing jeans and a shirt. And the production got kicked out. They're like, y'all got to go because everybody's coming in here. Everybody has cameras. Everybody's focused on you and not focused on the event. Y'all got to go. So they all got kicked out of the room. People are upset. They're like, I can't believe that we got kicked out. The event doesn't want them. And so then the girls, so um Kenya goes up to her room because her daughter's there. The girls are tipsy and they all go up to her room, banging on the door. So then she goes clear off, like, and I'm about to arrest you guys if y'all don't leave. Marlo was doing the most out of all of them. And that's really what the episode's about. I mean, that is I don't mean to be crass in saying how short of a review this is, but honestly, the last two episodes, it was kind of blah. I know that people are on Carlos's head because he's like, this episode's bad. I'm gonna be honest, the episode was pretty lackluster. I mean, it's cool, but it was pretty lackluster. It's not really to talk about. There's nothing to analyze. There's nothing that deep. Um, there's nothing really to go into about. I mean, next episode, I think Kenya is in the ambulance, and we also have she wanted everybody to bounce. Besides Manetta, keep Manetta. By the way, Manetta is an AKA. She wears her AKA stuff, and I see where you would want to wear that going down to this particular event at Magic City. But then on the other hand, I'm like, at least she's not embarrassing on, at least she hasn't done anything or said anything or acted a certain way that would have been like put her a little bit on a question. But I just didn't know if you were a lot. I don't know. Um, Kandi was like, she in her speak one, she was like, "Well, did you guys kind of miss me?" Well, I mean, I feel like if we have more episodes like this would be pretty problematic. Oh, I forgot. Sheree goes to the gynecologist and she has thyroids the size of a lemon. And the question is like, what is she doing? Well, I think part of this showing this episode is to let people know that she has not gone through menopause and it is absolutely possible if she wants to have a baby. So, Martell, you want more kids and you claim that she's marriage material on this one of these shows. I can't remember. You claim that she's marriage material. So, maybe she could be more than just a friend girl. And you may, put a ring on it. And I think you'd have to move soon because I don't know how much longer she has on her cycle. Um, that's no shade to anybody, but I'm just saying there's an expiration date on women. With that being said, I really don't have much to add because there's not much going on here. So have a great rest of your day. And the only thing I have left to do is my podcast. And I'm gonna do that late at night when all the kids are asleep, the husband's asleep, and they're not loud and belligerent. I'll see you later. Bye bye.